Disclaimer. Everything I say in this video is 100% my opinion. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is solely to educate, explain, and inform people on why I've come to believe what I currently believe. This is not endorsing or promoting anyone to act any way or do anything. All my opinions and thoughts are subject to change over time if I find more compelling arguments or theories.
What's going on? Welcome to the underground. And this is just an environment that I wanted to make. And this is going to be a quick introduction to what this environment will be and why I'm doing it. So the base concept is think about how hard it is to get a clear answer on any of the large-scale events happening globally. Like, they're extremely large scale. Pretty much everybody knows about it, but we still don't have answers, like clear answers. So, for example, the Trump assassination attempts. The official narratives go against, or not go against, but completely ignore multiple holes in the official narratives. And I think usually this is by design. The main narratives leave a lot of information out, and then as time goes on, something else comes out, and this is kind of given in a way where they can leak information slowly. So instead of giving people closure by like the end of the month, you have this can be drawn out for however long the propaganda machine decides to. And Kennedy's a perfect example, right? John F. Kennedy and his assassination. That happened in the 60s, and to this day, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. It was in 2020. They found out some new information about it, supposedly. So, and meanwhile, we have just enough information to form opinions to debate each other on. So I think that's pretty coincidental that every time, like any of these large scale events, right? Now, most of these are in America, but for example, the Las Vegas shooting, that was just, that's a very strange event. So, but if the source of truth, right, wherever we get this information, wherever we get this information from, if the source of truth is this fragile, then you as a person trying to come to a conclusion about things and trying to navigate, you're on your own. It really does come down to you and what you're going to believe, and that will affect your future the most, in my opinion at least, right? What you're led to believe will impact your decisions. So if you're going to believe the mainstream narrative, it really comes down to this. You're either on their side 100% or 0%. I don't think there's an in-between. If you're anything in between, you're 0%. Because think about it. if you had a friend that you thought was your friend, but they lied to you multiple times, the trust will never be 100% again. And if they can justify a lie or a way to mislead you one time, especially the media, right, where they're incentivized to, why should you ever trust them again? So from this moment on, the moment this becomes destroyed a little bit, from that moment on, you have to look things in your own light. And the way you do that is doing your own research and doing your own education. So, lastly, just to kind of end this introduction and set the stage of this scenario, set the stage of this environment, right? Of the underground. You gotta ask yourself, how much are you really allowed to know as an average person in society, right? So you can be a doctor, you can be a school teacher, elementary school, you can be a fast food worker, you can be a delivery driver, right? Everybody, 99.9% of America can all vote on a piece of paper that they want to see what's inside Area 51. And I don't think they'll ever show you, even if everybody unanimously voted they wanted to see it. And that goes for a lot of the country's intelligence agencies, right? For your own safety and for the safety of the nation, is what they say. So there's definitely controlled information at scale, and I believe that's bleeding into the mainstream. That is the mainstream, right? Aliens, UFO, for example. This is a tale as old as time. And personally, guys, if the people controlling these kind of narratives ever really wanted to orchestrate something that completely manipulates like 90% of society, I think they'll be able to do it. So that's why I'm making this environment, because I just want to have a place people can go where they have some authenticity and they at least know what you get from me is a genuine opinion. I'm not incentivized by anything. I'm never going to ask for any donations. I'm never going to ask for people to subscribe or like or any of that. This is for people that want to go out and try and find what I think is going on. And I think the majority of these, even if they're important to educate yourself on them, I think for the majority of them, it's distraction, right? So for example, I can learn a lot about the CIA that I possibly can on surface, and I can go around and tell all my friends and family about it. But why would they care? Why would most of the population care about this? They won't. That's not criticizing them for not caring. It's just a reality. They have their own lives, you know? This isn't really interesting, in my opinion. It's more like very mentally draining trying to find answers for any of this. So it's really going to be for your own satisfaction. And it's really about sifting through what's worth getting informed on and what you can just kind of pass off, right? So, Epstein, for example, I think Epstein is extremely controlled, the whole entire narrative, everything around it from day one, right? And 5 years later, the only thing you get are a bunch of people getting binders with papers in them and holding it up for a photo shoot, right? So I don't take any of this seriously. Um, and what I do take seriously is the financial system and artificial intelligence. Kind of, that's what I think the biggest thing happening right now is the reshaping of the social landscape. So that's really what this video is gonna, that's really what this channel is gonna be about, is talking about the things that I think are important out of all the psychological operations out there. So thank you guys.